Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today, it's been a long time coming, but we are covering It Chapter 2, which came out in 2019.
I'll admit some of that was my fault of why we took so long. I genuinely thought we had already done it. My brain
really?
told me. Yes, my brain for some reason told me, oh no, we already did this one.
Yeah, but we did cover It Chapter 1.
Yes.
Which is, it's been a while, so
It's been a hot
if you
minute.
go back to that episode, I mean, I feel like our quality has kind of stagnated, but anyways, maybe it'll be a poor quality, so good luck. But anyways, because I think we covered that during lockdown. It's been that long. It's been that long.
Wow.
Yes.
It's been a hot minute.
But anyways, but before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea.
Yes, we are both drinking Republic of Tea's Pour Me a Cup, the Raven blend.
I love the puns.
And it's got black tea, natural flavors, orange peels, cranberry, and red currant bits. It's quite tasty.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So, the losers are now adults, and Pennywise has come back to kill more victims. Mike sounds the alarm, and they all come back to fight one final battle against the sadistic evil entity. So, I give this a 7.75, which is, I don't remember the exact rating I gave the previous one, but I know in between the two, this one I feel like is the weaker one. Like, it's not a bad movie.
It's not.
It's not. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they kind of changed up how they did the scares. Mm-hmm. They just feel a little bit more like, oh my god, it's a scare!
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, the previous movie, it had faults where it's like the music would play during a scary scene to be like, oh my god, you're supposed to be scared. But the scares were subtle, but they were very effective. Mm-hmm. So even without the music, like, it was effective. But, like,
some of these were comical, even.
Yes. And you really didn't... I mean, there were a few scares that, you know, you kind of felt the old tension, but a lot of them didn't really feel quite as menacing, which is ironic.
Silly.
Yeah, which is ironic since they made them, like, so much more, like, intense, or tried to make them so much more intense.
Now, I know some of these things would definitely be scarier if they were coming at you, like, in real life.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like it'd be more situational scary than...
Yes. I forgot if I said the rating, but I said
yeah, you did.
7.75. Yep.
Yeah.
But I will say, kind of going down the list here, the adult versions of the kids, they picked great actors to cover the kids.
Was
like,
spot on.
Yeah, it looked, and I think if I recall right, I believe the kids kind of helped with the casting.
I think they did. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the casting was definitely very spot on. I mean, there's some that are closer than others, but like overall, like I feel like it was very well done.
If I recall correctly, they spent a lot of time, the actors and the kids spent a lot of time together, so the adults were able to get some of the mannerisms down too.
Yes, and adding on to that, I love the parallels between like the adult versions and then the kid versions, where you can see, like, you don't even have to hear their name to be like, I know exactly who that is.
I know which one that one is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the casting was definitely spot on with this one.
Yeah. Oh, one thing I mentioned about the scares too is like one of the scares that was absolutely like, why did they even do that, was when the creatures were breaking out of the fortune cookies, because it's like they already,
that one, I'm sorry, I laughed in that scene.
it was dumb. Like, it was already actually pretty effective and creepy when it had the message about Stanley.
Yeah.
But then they added the creatures, and that actually just completely killed the scene for me.
Yeah, they took it a little too far. And honestly, I couldn't help but picture it from the waitstaff's point of view. Because if it's really not technically real, then they're just going batshit over nothing. And then they're wrecking the table. So then
I'm surprised they didn't kick them out.
The waitress comes up, is everything okay? Well, she probably didn't want to upset them. They seemed kind of like unhinged.
A little crazy. Yeah, that's fair.
One dude was wrecking a table and chair. Like, kind of a problem.
Yeah. I will say the comedy in this one still feels fairly consistent from the previous movie. Yeah. There were quite a few moments where I laughed. And then, same issue as with the previous movie is the music trying to tell you when to be scared, how to feel. But, it's like the previous movie, I at least gave a pass because at least the scares were pretty decent. But then with this one, the scare's not even hitting and the music is telling you to be scared. It's just, it makes it feel even more like kind of obnoxious, I guess.
And I don't know if that's them trying to imply that Pennywise is kind of losing his edge, or if they just kind of fell short.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
I was dying at the granny scene. Oh my god, I was dying of laughter.
Just swinging away.
But also when she like kind of dances out of the frame.
Yeah. Like that one, it started off like fairly creepy.
And if they stuck with just that lady, that actress, she was doing a good job of being kind of creepy and off.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot scarier if she came at her with a knife or something. But no, we got old lady boobs.
Yep.
Swinging everywhere as she was running at her.
Yeah.
And really, that CG was awful.
Yeah.
That was awful.
And then another complaint I have that really stuck out like a sore thumb to me is they kind of shoehorned in some additional subplots.
Yeah.
From the childhood. And it's like, Richie being in the closet, like, I obviously like have no issue with that as an actual subplot, but it's the fact that it felt like they really just like shoved it in there.
And not even with a shoehorn, they used a crowbar.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand the first movie and the second movie are completely, separate movies. They filmed at different times. But it's like,
if you're going to shoehorn that in there, then you should have sprinkled it through the first movie too.
Yes. Just like lightly sprinkle it in and then like reveal more. That would have made it feel a lot smoother.
Mm-hmm. It was fine. There was no issue with it. It's just, it felt like they really took that crowbar and shoved it in there.
Yeah.
Just to add extra.
Yeah. So it's like the way that they handled this movie feels, some of the subplots feel like an afterthought. Yeah. Now, I did like the full circle, how whenever like Eddie dies, like Richie is like really upset. Mm-hmm. And it kind of, it makes his loss feel like an additional layer there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, they always seem closer anyway.
Yeah. Because they like to, well, Richie liked to tease on. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's another complaint that I have about the movie that made it feel a lot weaker. And I think it would have felt a little bit different if they had made it a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
But no, they also not only just shoved it in with a crowbar, but they're also smacking you in the face and be like, hey, there's no second guessing this. So it's like...
I was initially thinking a baseball bat, but that brought different imagery and I didn't need that.
Anyways, I mean, there's another subplot that was also kind of shoehorned in that I don't recall. And it's been but that one was the one that stuck out as the most, like,
the leper scene.
No, because that was mentioned in the previous movie.
Yeah, but I feel like there was more. I don't know. It just seemed weird. And extra.
Yeah. But, yeah, so anyways, point is, I feel like some of the things they did with the subplots kind of was a disservice to the movie and a disservice to the subplot that they're trying to, like, shove in there. But yeah, I haven't read the book, so I don't know how the book truly ends, but it just seemed a little ironic to me that the Losers Club were very viciously bullied as kids, and then the way that they beat Pennywise is pretty much to bully him to death. That's just kind of
a little cathartic,
a little weird full circle thing. And it's not like, I mean, Pennywise obviously did mess with them, but they were bullied by, other people.
And to be fair, it's a better ending than them trying to kill him with kindness and friendship.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I don't know for you, but it's like the previous movie, their battle seemed more satisfying as well than this battle. Even though this battle obviously has, like, higher stakes. I don't know. It's like, I hate it because this movie should feel stronger because it's the final battle. It's the final,
it's supposed to wrap everything up and...
Yeah, but it's like, it just kind of left me wanting. While the first one, well, obviously very flawed, it just checked so many more boxes for me, and I felt like a lot more satisfied at the end. So, yeah.
I give it a 7.25 for entertainment. I agree, this one's not quite as strong, and I think a lot of that does have to do with the scares just not hitting.
Yeah.
It really does seem sillier.
And it feels
like
forced.
It really does. And the CG just wasn't quite up to snuff. It just fell flat. It was all right. The casting was great.
Yes, the
Casting was
casting
great.
and the acting.
And it's still an enjoyable movie, though at times I felt almost like it dragged.
I agree. Yeah, like the first movie, it goes, like, it's a long movie, and it goes by fast.
It does.
But this one is just like, Jesus.
I was looking at my watch like, good Lord, how long is this movie? And it really shouldn't feel that way.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't. I feel like they tried to bring almost too much into it. And I get it. It's a long book. It's a big book. And
they cut out a lot.
And they originally made a made-for-TV mini-series that were basically a whole bunch of movies that had a lot more in it. But, so I get that there are time constraints and everything, but again, the first movie didn't feel this slow.
Yes.
And that's the thing. Like, this movie, there was a lot going on. But it just dragged. Like, half the time I'm sitting here like, why do we care about this? So.
Yeah.
Certain scenes were done okay. Like the granny scene and all. Again, the CG just really wrecked that whole scene. I couldn't take it seriously after that. They were doing okay until then. Granny dancing out of the frame notwithstanding. Other scenes, they did really well. Richie, when he gets caught by the deadlights.
Yes.
And goes partly limp and all. Despite me laughing at it, it was done really, really well.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would have been kind of hard to do. I have to give him props for that. So, and I feel like
just ragdoll like that, yeah.
He just ragdolls. And his facial expression is really what made me laugh. But the durr kind of face. But that was done really, really well. And there was good chemistry between New Kid and Bev.
Yes.
So they did play that really well. I feel like the kid that was eaten was kind of thrown in there unnecessarily. I know it was a callback to his brother Georgie and how he couldn't save him, but I still feel like that was almost forced.
Yeah. I mean, it's just another one of those subplots where they're like, let's try and create... I mean, it's a little bit different intent than Richie's subplot, but...
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I at least liked that Billy's subplot was kind of paralleling to his brother, but no, it definitely, it didn't feel smooth. It didn't.
Yeah. And the fact that, he couldn't save him despite him trying and should have been able to, like, he changed around everything so he physically could not get to him.
Yeah.
That's messed up. So that doesn't feel satisfying at all. There was literally nothing he could do. And so I feel like it was really forced and kind of extra and not needed.
Well, and then plus, like, they would just shove the kid in random scenes.
Yeah.
And you didn't really get that.
There was not really a connection.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, it's like, I'm sorry that the kid died, but it's like, the movie didn't make me care. Because, I mean, I think the kid was only shown, like, 2 previous times.
I think, yeah.
It's like...
At the restaurant and then...
on
the street.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not enough.
It really isn't. And I think it would have helped, too. He had a sister, an older sister. I feel like it would have helped a little more if there was an older brother. And Billy was trying to help the older brother save him.
Possibly.
Like, doing what he couldn't.
Yeah, or, I mean, even if they had, like, had more interactions with the kid, and then they had more of a connection.
Yeah.
Because really, it seemed like the kid was just like, okay, this
awkward.
Weird, strange man is talking to me. Yeah.
It was
almost
really
seemed like,
weird and awkward.
Yeah. It's almost like stranger danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, it was just kind of... It's a decent movie, but it didn't meet our expectations. And I think that's part of it. Like, we were expecting a lot more from this movie, and we just didn't get it.
Not to be harsh, but it's like, I honestly wonder if the directors will watch Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 and truly believe that they are on the same level of quality. Because I don't think they are. Yeah, I agree.
So, that was entertainment.
Yes. So realism's going to be pretty short. I give it a 3.5. Just the main thing is it's really the human interactions that are, bring it up. And I also like their reactions to like remembering and then the situations as adults. Like it still feels very genuine to their kid selves, but it is like a lot more like matured. But I mean, there are some scenes that's like it's almost like they're reverting back to it's like I feel
Which
like
would make sense.
a scared kid again. Yeah. And so I feel like they do those moments. Like the acting in this movie is great.
Yes.
And it really does help carry the movie, and is like the interaction between them, like it does. Yeah. It definitely feels like they're old friends, and then they have connections.
And Bill Skarsgård still does a great job as Pennywise.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I have even though the scares aren't as good, it's like it has nothing to do with him.
It really isn't his fault. It has nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
And again, I still think Tim Curry was slightly better. But I think that's also partly because he scared me more as a kid in the original. And I mean, it's Tim Curry. Let's be fair. But he did a great job. Bill Skarsgård did a great job. And the other actors did a great job.
Yes.
It's mostly the effects. And the quote-unquote scares.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to give specifics on realism, but
well, it's hard to take it seriously enough to give it a good rating because it's an entity that masquerades as a clown.
Yeah. And I know we didn't really talk about it, but do want to throw out a trigger warning for mention of self-harm and self-unaliving. Yeah. But, a part of realism...
And SA.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, I mean, I was just saying that trigger warning to bring... Yeah. To mention that I think Stanley, his reaction to hearing that Pennywise was back and then, doing what he did to himself, I think also was, its own version of realism, unfortunately.
Everyone had different reactions. They were fairly similar, but the main one for all of them was fear. And that manifested in different ways.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, I like the varied reactions to, finding out that Pennywise is back, but then also like, reacting once they go into the town. And, it's like, some of the complaints I have is more how some of the townspeople react, but I know there's an explanation for that, so I'm not going to necessarily like count off for that. Where they're almost, I guess, do they explain it as like they're in a trance or something? It's like they're almost like bent towards like Pennywise's
there's some kind of
will.
Mental manipulation going on.
Yeah.
Just like how they moved away, they started to forget more and more the further they went.
Yeah.
And they didn't remember until they came back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I give it a 2. It's hard to take any of this seriously. And if a lot of this is supposed to actually just be in their heads and him messing with them mentally, then a lot of this shouldn't have happened, first off. But also I forget his name, the old bully that was in the mental asylum.
Bowers?
Yes, Bowers. Him getting a hold of certain things, like the knife, and getting out, and then suddenly there's a car there. If a lot of this is supposed to not be real, then how is the corpse of the friend able to drive the car?
Well, I think that's like what makes Pennywise scary is like some of it is real. Because, I mean, obviously the kids are being actually taken and killed.
Yeah.
And then obviously the knife is real.
But
so I think it's like a...
generally when he's actually there. So they don't really... They play fast and loose with what he can and cannot actually do.
Yeah.
And what's real and what's not.
Well, I guess, I mean, it's like the, in the previous movie when all of the blood comes out and it's like covering the bathroom, like that technically was real. It's just the adults couldn't see it. But it's like they had to clean it up for it to be gone.
Yeah.
So it's a weird, like...
I'm pretty sure I said then that they played fast and loose with it too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a weird, like...
There's not really set rules, and I don't like that. It's very vague and undefined.
I think that's a part of what makes them scary, though.
Yeah. I guess. But they also established that he has to follow, like, rules and physics of what he turns into. So...
Fair.
Like, pick a lane. That's all I'm saying. Is the stuff real or is it not? So... That's all I'm saying. It just... didn't seem quite right.
Yeah. Like, I do feel like this movie is worth seeing. But, you know, it's got a lot of flaws. So, and, you know, I feel like in a lot of different ways it kind of takes away from the experience. But overall, as far as like a mainstream horror movie goes, it just, you know, it's fairly decent.
Yeah. Just the first one was better.
Yeah. But just like, you know, the first one, I do like how well they deep dive into the different characters and stuff. Because I feel like that just is so much more impactful. But thank you for joining us today and let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord server. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our Linktree listed below.
And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and PayPal donate button available. And again, you can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye!